Now, the last thing that we want to talk about in this little series of videos about numbers is just the value of numbers, the value that each number holds. And we'll start with the definition for absolute value. The absolute value of an integer a is the distance from 0 to a on the number line. Because absolute value describes a distance, it can never be negative. Meaning, if you have a negative in the absolute value symbols, you're just going to end up with the positive version of that number. The absolute value of negative 6, well, negative 6 is 6 away from 0 on the number line, so it's just going to be a positive 6. The absolute value of 3 is 3. So our rules for addition of integers, 5 plus 8, when you're adding, is a gain of 5 followed by a gain of 8, which is a total gain of 13. Negative 5 plus negative 8 is a loss of 5 followed by a loss of 8, which is a total loss of 13. Negative 5 plus 8 is a loss of 5 followed by a gain of 8, which is a total gain of 3. 5 plus negative 8 is a gain of 5 followed by a loss of 8, which means a total loss of 3, which would be a negative 3. Rules for subtracting. Subtraction doesn't exist, so you don't have to worry about it. Negative 5 minus 8 is equal to negative 5 plus negative 8. 5 minus 8 is equal to 5 plus negative 8. Subtraction is just addition, but we use a minus sign to make it look a little simpler. Rules for multiplication. Multiplication is just sped up addition. 5 times 8 is equal to 5 eighths, or 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. 5 times negative 8 is 5 losses of 8. Negative 5 times 8 is the loss of 5 eighths. And for the last one, you can think of cancellation of debt. You're taking away 5 sets of negative 8, or 5 negative 8 debts. So if you owe 8 people, or if you owe 5 people $8, I'll write that. Owe 5 people $8. By applying these negative 5s, you are taking away your debts, your 8 debts. Rules for division. Well, how much does each person get? 40 divided by 8 is 40 gains divided amongst 8 people, or 5 things per person. Negative 40 divided by 8, 40 things that you owe divided amongst 8 people means each person owes 5. So negative 5. 40 divided by negative 8 is 8 people in debt owing 40 things, or again, negative 5. And negative 40 divided by negative 8 is 40 things for 8 people, which is 5 things per person. Exponents. Negative 6 times negative 6 squared, is going to be equal to positive 36. A negative times a negative is a positive. But negative 5 cubed is going to be negative 5 times negative 5, which is positive 25, times negative 5, which is equal to 125 with a negative sign. We do have a negative if we have an odd exponent. If there are no parentheses, this is negative 6 squared, which would give us negative 36. And then something to a higher even power is still going to cancel out the negatives. We're going to have 4 negatives, which all cancel with each other, and we get positive 16. And then I will post a video for order of operations. And then once you watch that video, you will be able to simplify this. So I'll stop.